Most people treat in-wall speakers as an afterthought, something you just shove into a hole in the drywall and forget about. But then you run into something like this Klipsch model, and it makes you realize that maybe you should have put a little more thought into the hardware. Right out of the box, it feels substantial. It has that solid, industrial build quality that makes you feel like you aren't just installing a piece of plastic into your living room wall. The real star here is that square horn sitting right at the top. It is a pivoting Tractrix design, which is a fancy way of saying you can actually aim the sound where you need it to go. That is a massive deal if your room layout is a bit awkward, or if you are trying to set up a home theater where the speakers aren't perfectly aligned with your ears. Most in-wall units just fire straight out, leaving you with a flat, lifeless soundstage, but being able to tilt that tweeter makes a noticeable difference in how the high frequencies hit the room. It keeps things crisp without that harsh, metallic bite you sometimes get from cheaper aluminum tweeters. Now, the woofer is a 6.5-inch IMG cone, and it does a surprisingly good job of filling out the mid-range. It is not going to replace a dedicated subwoofer, obviously, but for music or dialogue, it has a punchy, clean character that feels much larger than the footprint suggests. What is interesting is how they handled the installation side of things. It is clearly designed for people who don't want to spend their entire weekend wrestling with wiring. There is even a little spot for an IR receiver if you are planning on hiding your gear away in a cabinet, which is a thoughtful touch that shows they actually thought about how these things live in a real home. You also get a treble attenuation switch on the front, which is a lifesaver if you are installing these in a room with a lot of hard surfaces like tile or hardwood floors, where the sound can get a bit too bright. You just flip the switch, and it tames those reflections instantly. If there is a downside, it is that the white finish is pretty standard. It is paintable, sure, but you are definitely going to want to grab a spray can if your walls aren't a perfect match for the factory shade. Also, while it handles 100 watts of power just fine, don't expect it to turn your living room into a concert hall on its own. It is meant for clarity and integration, not for rattling the pictures off the wall. Honestly, for anyone looking to upgrade their home audio without cluttering up their floor space with bulky cabinets, this is a really solid way to go. It is refined, it is flexible, and it just works. It is one of those rare pieces of tech that does exactly what it promises without making you jump through hoops to get it sounding right. If you are on the fence about going the in-wall route, this is probably the kind of performance that will convince you it is the right move.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.